Hello, everybody, to the iRacing East Series Live here. The first race, the inaugural race of the iRacing East Series Live here, Sunday on LCTV. First race here in the Xfinity cars at Talladega, a brand new series again to LCTV. So we appreciate you all watching here tonight as currently qualifying about halfway underway here. But first, I'm going to give a quick shout out to some of the sponsors here that have helped make this series possible. The iRacing East Series. So I'm going to try to find the logos here. So the iRacing East Series here tonight on a lovely Friday night. Of course, best night for racing in my opinion. As first shout out here, Express Auto Saloon here. Shout out to them for being an IES sponsor, along with DCH Crane. So check both of them out. Of course, and we appreciate them sponsoring the series here tonight. Again, the iRacing East Series. So, hope we're all having a lovely Friday night here. And so far, again, qualifying underway as it kind of looks like on the pole at this moment is looks like B. Wilson 3. So, let's look. Again, I apologize. Brendan Wilson looks like David Harp in second, Darren Manning third, Daniel Cross at fourth, Paul Garsta in fifth. Again, I will apologize. Just currently, because I already know that I'm gonna probably end up butchering some of these names, so I apologize for that. But again, this is a new series, so I gotta get used to the names just as much as you guys will. So, obviously, I apologize to the drivers that I mispronounced their names, of course, but I'm going to try my best, but we'll see how that goes. So, as we're going to wrap things up here in qualifying, as these guys are starting to go onto the grid here. And as these guys start to grid up, I'm going to, just a moment here, take you through the LCTV starting grid for tonight's race. Alright, once these guys have already gridded up, we're going to take you now through the LCTV starting grid to kick off tonight's race here. So starting on the pole is the number 501 machine, Brendan Wilson. He'll start first with a 53.302. Just outside the number 69 machine, David Harp. He'll start on the outside pole. And in row 2 here, we have Darren Manning, number 18 machine. It was outside 27, Daniel Crosset. And then right at the top 5 tonight, we have the 99 of Donnie Leaders outside, Paul Garsta. And then number 4 and 13 to Camry. And then not far behind them, we have Jeff Spooner in the number 44 machine. And it was outside that beautiful Spencer Boyd paint scheme at number 76 machine of Jim Walton. And then behind them, we have Cody Trudel Coates in the number 4 machine. It was outside Scott Leitner. Starting in row 6 here tonight, we have Richard Taylor and Jason Pap. Starting tonight from row 7, Eric Reinhardt in the number 710 machine. Is outside the number 6 of Rush Nash. So starting in row 8, looks like that's actually it for your qualifiers here tonight. So my apologies if I don't get everybody, since I know there's some people who did not qualify. And fortunately, they does not show up on the grid like that. But looks like we have the 80 machine Diego Vasquez as one of the drivers here. 19 of Steve Kube. Number 7 of Brian Broussard, Bobby Hash, and number 30 machine, Brad Mashburn, and at number 3. And it looks like that's it for your field here tonight from Talladega. So this guy is now going at, let's say, 65 miles an hour pace speed here. As we're going to take a look now at your track info here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. 2.65 miles, the biggest track in all of NASCAR. Of course, 4 corners, 82-degree track temperature here tonight from the lovely Talladega Super Speedway. And quickly look at your track weather and conditions here, as it's currently 79-degree air temperature, wind direction 11 point something miles an hour degrees towards the northeast now. It's actually changed, pretty constant, so looks like it's mostly blowing towards the east or so. Mostly cloudy sky conditions, and of course in late afternoon. So I mean, pretty exciting for sure, as these guys are getting the anticipation here, getting rolling. As these guys are going to work their way through turns 3 and 4. Kick off the inaugural iRacing E-Series race here tonight. So as this number 501 machine will lead this field to the green flag here for the first ever time tonight and in the series. As now they work their way through the travel, a long wait here to the green flag to get these guys starting to roll its pace car again. There it is, green flag's out and away here. The iRacing E-Series, and more importantly, Talladega. 75 laps here tonight as these guys work their way to turns 1 and 2 the first time, getting up through the gears and up to speed. Looks like the 18 machine there, many going to get clear of the outside lane. Looks like he's going to take out right behind the 501 of Brendan Wilson and stay tucked in second. As everybody trying to jostle around the track, find out where they want to run here. 27 machine right in the rear bumper of the 69 up there. Oh, look, contact back here. 44 and the 76. Jim Multi may begin to just a bit. Looks like they're all going to save it. Done a nice job already on lap 1. This guy's getting pretty racy. We're going to work through the travel here to complete the very first lap across that finish line. Looks like it will be 501 leading the first lap from the pole. But the outside lane, a huge head of steam here. 27, Dano cross it. Doing a nice push to that David Harp entry. Gonna try to push it up extra. Gotta be careful though. You saw right there, he almost got in the rear corner pane. I gotta be very careful here at the plate tracks not to do that, because that will very easily cause an accident. That's obviously something you do not want to do. Bumper hook is like what we like to call it. Pretty classic big one starter for sure here at the plate tracks, but doing a nice job on the outside lane. Nothing too aggressive yet, but guys getting a pretty racy to start off the night here. And it's gonna be careful not to bumper hook each other. But so far, we're gonna play 2 green flag laps, and looks like we're in sight of some more. Across that finish line, I found 1 machine pick up that lap lead once again. So that's 2 for 2 so far here tonight. As 69 is a huge head of steam on the outside, has the advantage going to turn 1, but they kind of kill. The momentum kind of dies off mid-corner, but they usually get a pretty good run off the corner. As he gets a huge run with 27, actually looks to the outside and like a 3 wide for the race lead. And I'm going to try to cut off the 413. The 413 will let him back in. He's going to fall right in the rear bumper of the 69 machine now of David Harp. And I don't honestly think that was intentional. As now the 69 goes way up the racetrack, the 27 take advantage of that, go 3 wide through the middle. But yeah, I don't think he actually intentionally did that coming off turn 2. I think he just got kind of shuffled around there, kind of got loose and worked his way out of it. But now the 501 machine of Brendan Wilson being a bit aggressive here, already going up the racetrack to kind of block the outside lane, which is actually going to let Darren Manning lead that lap across the finish line. So first lead change of the night here. As again, he's got hard hit for the number 7 machine into the outside wall. No caution flag comes out. That is number 7 of Brian Boussard. Take a look back at what happened to that number 7 machine. As very interesting accident. No caution flag came out, unfortunately for him, as looks like he's going through the travel here, following number 6 machine, and yeah, looks like he just decided to hook a hard left and then go back at the racetrack. So not quite sure if he maybe black screened or something there, but something definitely went wrong, and he is tore up badly here. So these guys do have 3 faster pairs, but looks like he actually towed back to pit road, so that'll pretty much end his night if he wants to take a chance at this win. But anyhow, these guys again pretty aggressive right here. 76 3 wide in the middle. See the 4 to 13 stuck on the outside without really any drafting help. Looks like the 44 machine though of Spooner will let him back in, so he'll move back into the outside lane as come around this time by. Will be 5 laps in the books and 70 more left to right still. So if you back at home and right on the board right here, it's been a pretty good shot, as you can hear the throttle control that it takes to be leading the laps here, or even just not wrecking here. Talladega's 27 machine goes to the point. A lot of people just think that it's full throttle, flat out, and turn left and race 200 miles an hour. Well, actually a lot of lifting and finding where the run comes from and working with the right guys to build up a run to go for the race lead, and you got a side draft, and so a lot of key factors that go into plate racing more than you honestly think. And while of course the big one happens, a lot of wrecks, and it's easier than racing at other racetracks, it still is pretty tough to win these races, especially considering everybody has a shot. So if you pull off a victory here at Talladega or Daytona, it's pretty special and something you definitely want to have happen to you. So 76 machine to the outside. To the outside of the 18 Darren Marion, as he's got to start to move around just a bit here. 44 machine almost across the nose of the 1 right there. Is that a 1 extremely close to the 44 of Jeff Spooner trying to get that side draft on him, Jason Pop. 44 is still up the racetrack, and there's very close corners right there in turns 1 and 2, but they managed to make it work, and so far we stay caution free in this one. As they're going to count the 7 laps to go 7 laps completed this time. By the 413, tries to go the outside of the 76 by himself, but can't quite do that. As it looks like the 501 machine, Brian Wilson back to the point after losing lead not that long ago from the pole, but going to get it back here and lead this time by at the stripe. He's going board now, the 27 of Dino Crossett. Pushing that leader right now. Actually, going to try to look to the outside maybe to race lead, but decided to back out of it, fall back in line behind that 501 machine. Kind of just get back in a rhythm. Oh, almost the... Oh, there it goes! Ron goes the 18, a huge wreck behind the rest of the leaders. The big one happens on lap 8 here at Talladega. The 413 machine involved. So 19 may have made it through. Looks like the 30 all tore up. Oh, more cars like that for the 1 machine getting into it late. Jason Papp trying to go down pit road to avoid the accident. There's a 4 machine of Cody Trudeau Coat all tore up. 44, Jeff Spooner. He's right for 13 of Paul Garstad. Darren Manning was the first one to get turned around there. And the bumper hook happens here at Talladega. It's going to cause the very first accident of the night. You see the 44 tore up there. He's going to go down pit road and get a faster bit here. And I mentioned it earlier. It does not take much to just get that guy in front of you hooked around if you bump the corners, if you don't hit him square. And it looked like it was close to being a wreck, and they managed to save it. But unfortunately, with 18, he got turned again pretty much. And really had nothing that it was within his control to do right there. So 76 just got into the left rear corner pin a little bit right there in the corner. Got him a little bit loose, but then kind of just didn't. I don't know if he didn't know he was making contact or what, but he got in the left rear corner panel again. Turned the 18 machine around in front of the field, and you know how that goes at Talladega. A big one piles at the 4 machine, 99 getting airborne. All goes off the ground. 18 getting hit quite a few times. A hard hit right there, but a 44 as he piles into the accident. Nowhere to go for him. You see the 6 machine down the bottom right there. The 30 going to go around, hooks to 44 in the process. Gets in the 4th and 13 again. And it looks like that's the 710 right there. He was got a piece of it right there. So we're going to go on board now with the 76 of Jim Walton, as that is how it all started. See, he got in a little bit and then just didn't know he was there or something, and you see the big wreck behind them. And that's pretty much all it takes. So now I'm going to go onto the chopper camera here. Take a look at this one now. So you see, just kind of gets him a little bit and then hooks him, and that's all it takes for him to go around, and nothing he could possibly do in that situation. Push along for the right. So the one machine get a little bit of damage right there off the 18. And then after the accident, all that happens, actually the wreck, after the 3 machine gets into the 18, he hits the wall head on, but the 30 goes right at the racetrack. 1 machine was trying to go up pit road, didn't know he was right there, and got even more damage on that 1 machine just to fix there. Unfortunate for him is I'm going to go on board with the 44 here of Jeff Spooner, as this all happened up ahead of him. So you see the smoke, and he's out of the gas, trying to go through the middle, and hits the car right there, hits another one right there, gets hooked, and against the wall he goes. And that's as fast as that happens here at Talladega. You might think, oh, well, that car wrecked way ahead of him. Took him way too long to get there, but going 200 miles an hour and a car gets turned around, they, obviously decreasing about 120 miles an hour, and you're racing with 20 other cars in the track. It's pretty hard to slow down that amount of time. It's a tough break for all those drivers involved. There's a big list of drivers involved in that accident, but currently, these guys out front, looks like some guys actually made some pit stops here, so it's be interesting for sure to see who has the fastest pairs left, who was able to escape it. And as you saw, that 6 machine did a great job making it through the accident right there. That's Russian ass. Now these guys actually look like they'll head down pit road here. At least some of them will. 6 will go down pit road. The 13 heads down pit road, and it looks like that'll be the only takers for now. Let's go to the rest of the field. And looks like the 13 will come back to pit road. Or no, actually, looks like he'll stay out. Never mind. As Brendan Wilson continues to lead here so far at Talladega. Let's see if we can't get in a word with him here. Brendan Wilson got a copy. Brendan Wilson got a copy. Well, Brandy currently finds himself in the race lead from the pole. He led 7 laps so far here, as we're currently on pace into the first caution flag of the night. We saw you lose the lead there a little bit early, but you managed to regain it and kind of work the outside lane to get back up front. So talk about how the cars are heading out here tonight and how you feel about your car.
They were doing pretty good. Had my teammate 18 behind us, so we were doing pretty good there. Man, the car's driving pretty good. That's pretty, I'd see that high line moving like it's doing, so kind of hard watching them both out the rearview mirror here.
Yeah, and of course, the very first accident of the night caused by a bumper hook in my corner, so we're not guaranteed by see that happen throughout the rest of the night. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like, do you feel like that's a main issue that you should be worried about here going forward?
It can be. Don't hit them square is what I usually try to do, but if not, I try to stay off the bumper, but that's one of those things that kind of stick out there and just grabs those cars and swings them around, for sure.
Alrighty, well, we wish you the best of luck here, Brendan, the rest of the race, and talk to you after, maybe.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, still trying to figure out TeamSpeak here. Let's see. But yeah, that was a race leader there. Brendan Wilson currently out front and in the race lead, as I mentioned. So great job, of course. But Pace car lights are out on the iRacing.com official pace car. These guys are getting to sit back to go back. Green flag. These guys getting stacked back up double file here to go back. Green flag here for the iRacing E-Series. Racing 1 here at Talladega in the Xfinity cars. And a little quick, I guess, intro to the series here. These guys are racing plate races every single race, or 20 races except for every 5th race. So the 5th race, the 10th race, 15th race, and the season finale will all be at different racetracks. So we're on like one short track, one intermediate track, and one like 2.5 or 2 mile track. And then obviously another one as well. So a pretty unique series here in iRacing, which is pretty nice to see, of course, and it's really fun to broadcast as you have kind of a bit of diversity. And not only will that be happening with each track, we change every 5th race, but we're also changing the cars almost each and every week. So pretty sure next week we use the trucks, the new Camp World trucks. So that would be pretty fun to watch those at I believe is Daytona, but I could be wrong on that one. So it'd be pretty fun to watch those, of course, and you know, a bit of a unique style here. So it's not a fixed car or a fixed racetrack or a fixed type of racetrack even. So it's extremely unique and extremely fun to watch and broadcast and be a part of course. So the pace car are going to make that hard left turn back onto pit lane, and now Brandon Wilson will lead the field to the green flag as they're now going through the trial over here. This guy is ready to get on the jump. Pace car, green flag is out and away here once again from Talladega as after the Gears they go. Race up by Brandon Wilson right there. It's gonna get up, gonna jump out front here, gets clear of the outside lane for now. But that 27 machine a little bit further behind than that 66 and 76 on the outside. So that may be a bit of a problem here for that race leader. 66, 76 going to hook up here together and get a good run off of turn 2. Not much sure where they go. Challenging for the race lead. And it looks like the 66 will actually get the advantage and will drop down low in front of the 510 for the race lead. Leaving the 76 of Jim Walton all at the drives. Is almost contact behind the 38. And the 19 machine is going to go 4 wide. More contact. And somehow 19 did not go around right there. Great job not to get turned around as the 710 machine out looking to the outside, almost making a 4 wide. These guys, again, aggressive racing early on here in this one. So, guys doing a great job so far. Not to, of course, wreck very often, as we only had 1 caution flag so far and a lot of aggressive racing. So, currently that 66 machine of Scott Leitner out front right now in that Chevrolet Camaro. As he goes 27 out to the outside of the 501 for second place, but he's not going to have any draft to help him with that run, so he's going to have to fall either back in the line or wait and back up to the 76 machine here as he gets a good run to try to help out that 27 as now they come off of turn 4 here to complete lap 14. As you see the field now work their way through turns 1 and 2. We're just side by side. Gotta try to work the side draft. And you want to be kind of right below that white line if you're on the outside lane. If you to really work that side draft, and if you want to be that aggressive or close early on. And you pretty much gotta hope the inside guy holds their lane. And as long as they pretty much do that, you're pretty much all is well at that point. But let's say you kind of side draft right in the right rear corner panel, the guy on the inside, kind of box them in so they can't really move around that much and just kind of get that run alongside of them. That's how you get good speed and you know whatnot to get formed up on the outside lane. But They're not that close, of course, early on here. No need to be super aggressive. The 27 machine almost leading that lap. The 66 will pick up that lap, led that time by with 15 now in the book. So 60 laps to go here from Talladega at 76. We saw him accidentally get into the back of the 18 machine and turn him around. And now he's pushing aggressively in the 27 to try to get him the race lead. He's got to be careful, again, not to cause an accident. Not that I think he will. He probably learned his lesson, of course, the first time, but... And I will also bring up here, just from past experience, these cars are extremely difficult to tell if you're pushing the guy in front of you or not. You go in the corner and, you don't get 0x if you push him very lightly. And, of course, we saw last time, so all it takes is a little bit of a light push in the corners. And sometimes you can't, of course, you can't see the front of your hood, so you know where the front of your car is. And you don't usually even notice that you're pushing the guy in front of you. It feels that the hood is so on because of the fact that you accidentally turn the guys in front of you. I've done it myself a couple times. So it's happened to me several times when I race, and I've seen it often when I broadcast. It just seems to be the theme in these Xfinity cars. They don't realize you're touching the guy in front of you when you actually are, and it turning around and causing a big one. But these guys doing a great job so far. I want to see one caution flag again of the night so far. So 76 machine Jim Alton pushes the 27. Oh, there's contact behind him though. Looks like they all managed to save the 30 machine and the 18 Darren Manning. I believe get into it just a bit there. Bobby Hash and the 18 of Darren Manning as now moving up front is the 38. Now Home Depot Chevrolet there. Trying to push the 4 machine right there. Just ahead of them, the Harley Davidson Camaro. These guys currently through turns 1 and 2 here. And onto the back straightaway. As you see, some guys kind of moving around just a bit, and of course, it's kind of expected here at plate tracks. And one thing that's also pretty, interesting to note here at the plate tracks, you get a lot of snaking in the back of the field because you kind of have everybody up front, kind of moving around to try to get side draft or just hitting the bumps and whatnot. It's 27 lead this time by the stripe, but everybody kind of follows the guy in front of them, and of course, they're not going to be perfectly straight either, so it's kind of pretty chaotic as out. You see the 76 machine and the 66 making contact for second place. That was pretty square hit in the door. So they managed to keep the car straight. Did a great job right there to save it. But you saw the 27 get it pushed by the 76 because down in front of the 66, he's not going to try to make a race move the race lead. But you saw the 76 is trying to follow him down there, not even realizing it. As there's almost a contact behind him. The 38 machine getting stacked up there on the inside. So it's the second lap in a row now. We've seen the 30 machine getting involved in that. But now the 27 trying to hold off the 76 who's not going to push by the 99 Donnie Lee on the outside lane. Looks like now Jim Walter will lead this time by at the stripe. Pick up the race lead in a lap leg to drop back down low in front of the inside lane. As these guys power through turns 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway now. As it looks like 3 wide, the 413 machine trying to go 3 wide on the outside without any draft, however. There goes the 710 up there with them. To the outside of the 19 and the 69 entries there. As this time by will complete lap 20 and out front, the 76 and the 27. Almost Sam drafting here, kind of getting a bit of a gap for the field actually. I think with the 27 now trying to pull out to make a run for the race lead. He's going to give 99 a huge head of steam here. Will he actually pull down low? It looks like he's going to try to. The 27 going to cover the spot. Shut the door before he even got it in there. So now the 27 machine going to hold on to that run-up position right now. As we go down the back straightaway. All over the rear bumper of the 76 right there. There was a 19 with a huge head of steam on the outside getting helped of the 38. The 76 drifts at the racetrack, but he's going to have to pull back in line. And now the 19 machine will go up to the race lead for the first time tonight, Steve Coubet. But now here goes the outside lane once again, the 38. We're going up through the field. Trying to side drafts and get pushed there, but the 80 machine to the race leads. It was nice this time by. 19 will lead this lap. The 80 machine right rear bumper of the 38 Home Depot Chevrolet Camaro. Fortunately for them, though, looks like the 7-10 will pull down low, so it's going to cost them some momentum there. So here to 27, though, with a huge run off turn 2. Now by Shadow, he's going to pull out around the 76 machine, get help from the 38, and to try to pull up here, maybe even get the race lead back away from the 19. As that 38, going to try to push him as hard as he can here to try to get him up front and maybe even lead this lap. 99 of Donnie Lee will take that spot away on the inside now, so there's no going back at this point. Here's 27, the big run on the outside, going to get alongside the 19 machine for the race lead. Help from the 38. We're going to see if this is enough off of turn 2 to pick up the race leader once again. We get a big head of steam now by Away he goes, but the 76 first locky bumpers with the 19, so the 76 of Jim Moulton did a great job not to let the outside lane pull down in front of them. As the 38, all the way above the 27, again, get careful off the bumper hook. The 80 machine goes to the outside, makes it 3 wide almost. So now the 38 actually going to ditch the 27 and pull down in front of the 99 of Donnie Lee. So now the 27 going to drop like a rock pretty much here until he drops back to the 413 iRacing Toyota Camry. It looks like he'll be able to fall back in the line, however, behind that number 99 entry there. So he'll put back in line and move back into 4th place, but still in the fight for sure here early on. It's 3 wide behind them here. The 80, 44, 4, and 413 all kind of jockeying position back here. So, and I sorted it out now. That's 38. Aggressively right over bumper to the 76 of Jim Walter. Be careful not to turn him here. 19 drifts the racetrack just a bit. Shoots the roar back from the 76 once again. As this time by, but next time by will complete 1/3 of the way through the race. So these guys already counting off laps here pretty fast. There's actually a single file currently up front. There was that one. There was the one machine there of Jason Papa. And the number 1 Monster Energy Chevrolet Camaro trying to get a push here on the outside, but he's got the 83 wide behind him, so it's not going to really help the 710 there to pull it behind him. So he's going to work his way around the outside of the 27 machine for, looks like 4th position now. Tries to pull up alongside the 99 Donnie Lee, but can't quite get there as of yet, as that's letting try to get that run built up. But now got a 3rd lane foreman up top here, which is kind of hurting these guys in the middle as they're kind of stuck in the sucker hole at this moment of time. This is really, really aggressive here. 27 going to pull up in front of the 1 there and try to gain some spots and jump up to the outside. This is still 3 wide, 4 to 13, almost to the wall off turn 2 right there. He's on the 1, right over for the 27, trying to push him ahead. It's a 44 and 501 will go down low. There's the 44, he gave up the spot almost with the 501 and plays it nice and lifts for him right here. As it looks like, get to the black and red car is 69 machine. Trying to work his way around in 7 and 10, but can't quite get there. So this 3rd lane is gone. Now these guys are trying to get a run built up here and going. As the 27 looks to the outside of the number 99 Chevrolet Camaro of Donnie Lee. So got the 1 right in the rear bumper with a couple cars stacked up behind him. They should have a good run here. Comes the 38 now up to block and also kind of join that train up in the top lane. This is a lot of contact. That's another big cause of the cautions is when you bump the guy, push the guy in front of you, but this guy's very aggressive currently, trying to get the way back up front here, of course. Oh, contact right there between the 27 and 38. Now 27 looks to the outside. Going to fall back in the line behind the 38 machine. Oh, getting bumped now from the one of contact there throughout the field now. Here goes the 44 to the inside of the one machine once again here. So right now, right on board with the number one machine of Jason Pop. Oh, contact in front of them, the 66 almost gets turned around, or excuse me, 19 almost gets turned around with the 76 of Jim Walton right there. That now opens the door for the outside lane to get a huge head of steam right here off of turn 4 and try to battle for this race lead. That's 27 going to try to push the 38 up ahead and into the race lead. Looks like he will indeed do that almost as across the start-finish line. Looks like the 38 machine will get the lap led that time by his first lap led of the night. So, not his way as on his 27 machine though. All over his rear bumper. I was very comfortable to turn him right there. Does a great job to push him up ahead there to lead that lap. That is the number 38 machine of Chris Etcheper. These guys continue to run green flag here. Again, the last caution was on lap 8, so we went back green and leave on lap 12. So we're going already now. This time by, it'll be about 18 laps here on a run here at Talladega, which is pretty solid, of course. These guys pretty clean races and proving it to be so far. Series 19 out to the inside. It actually will lead that time by. So we got another lead change now. Or maybe he didn't lead that lap. 38 going to get the race lead away, though. Drop down in front of the 19 machine. It looks like indeed actually Etcheper will get that lap led. Will drop down in front of 19 as the 27. I'm going to try to get pushed by Jason right there in that one entry. Try to push him out to the race lead is out. The one goes a little bit wide there to try to get some cleaner on the nose to suck up, get a run behind the 27 machine. As they're going to come around this time by and complete lap 30 here at Talladega. Side by side through the travel. This 27 going to try to get this lap led. It looks like he will not be able to. He does not have quite enough help from behind. Here comes one machine now up to his rear bumper. Try to get that outside lane working here once again. There's a huge head of steam off of the corner. Oh, the 38 tries to go up to block, but now the forced 19 onto the apron. He was on his inside. 3 wide for the race lead. There's contact. Looks like they all made it through safely. The 38 going to shove on the outside. Oh, the 1 gets the back of the 27 machine. Here was the 38 in the middle. All the more contact. And somehow, nobody went around right there or even wrecked. Great driving by everybody here. Aggressive blocking already here, only on lap 31 with the 38 machine, but somehow it all worked out perfectly. We did not have a caution flag come out, or even a car get turned sideways. As 27 will lead that time by at the stripe, getting pushed for the one machine after almost wrecking like 5 times that lap. The 38 now going to be aggressive on the rear bumper of the one of Jason Papa, or Pap, excuse me, Papa. There's the one machine through the middle for second place. Ditches the 27. Going to take advantage of a drift up the racetrack. 38 going to try to follow, but the door gets shut by the 27 machine. This guy is very aggressive. And we're going to see how long this racing can last here until Sony slips up and actually makes a mistake and gets turned around. And sideways is the 27. Almost hooking the one machine right there going into the travel, but manages not managed to continue that car in a straight line. His 19 machine will pick up that lap led this time by. It's already a lot of lead changes so far here tonight. It says one machine of Jason Pap trying to get a run here. He can now push by 27. This is going to switch roles. He has the advantage. It looks like coming off turn 2, door to door. 76 push the 19. The 27 pushes the one machine. The one has about a quarter of a car length advantage over. They go in the corner. That momentum pretty much just dies out. As it looks at lap traffic, there's the 6 machine right there. We saw him have a great miss last time. That's first dash. And then over 6 machines, these guys are trying to swip themselves out to get around him. He does a great job to avoid that lap car right there. But back up front, the 1 and the 27, very close right there in the corner. Looks like maybe even rubbing bumpers right there. Very, very close. You're pretty much playing with fire at that point. But these guys doing a great job so far not to wreck each other. So they know for sure what they're doing here. As 27 to try to push the 1. As soon as that 1 machine gets clear, I guarantee you're going to probably see him drop down low here in front of the 19 and pretty much leave out 27 out of the draft and without a chance of getting the race lead back away. But what was she had actually led that time by last at the strip, I believe, or had the advantage. Sorry, I needed the advantage of that straightaway, but it was he actually lead this time by this time though. Jason Papp will get the lap led that time by. As he gets a push ahead by the 27, not quite clear. Yes, it's almost some contact, and it looks like he might hook him. Jason Papp does a great job to keep that car going in a straight line as 27 very close to hooking the number 1 machine right there, but they'll manage to make it work as this time by when we're like 40 laps to go here. We're not that far away from halfway in this one. Stand by again. Will be 40 laps to go from Talladega. As the 1 machine will pick up this lap lead, gets a huge run out of 27. They're gonna ditch the 1 machine and try to go for the race lead out on the inside. And not only see that one coming at all, but they managed to do it. There's the 4 machine not going a lap down on the apron of 38. Aggressively pushing the 1 as he's trying to get to the outside of 27. He's trying to block us down the outside lane. It's a huge run. It's 38. Giving it a nice push. 1 machine right there. Some guys making pit stops here. The 1 and the 38 will both get cleared. They both drop down low in front of the inside lane. The 44 just to follow, but door slams the 27. Maybe I don't realize he knew he was there, but or maybe see this guy's coming up pit road here shortly. It looks like we got a car on the wall. A 44 machine. Looks like he'll do a nice job to keep the car up there and avoid causing a caution here. Take a look back at what happened right there, too. When we came off the corner, it just got pretty much put in the wall. So it's very interesting for sure to see exactly what happened here. It looks like 27 came off the racetrack, a little contact right there, and he just caught the end of the wall. And that's all it took for him to get pretty much suckered into it. So tough break for the 44. So he's not going to lose the draft. Jeff Spooner in that BP Ford Mustang. He's going to lose the draft, but back up front. Single file for the top 3 or so as they're all a bit of a group, but behind them the 76 and the 69 try to work together to get up front here. To get a huge run through 3 and 4 here on the race leaders. As not this time by, but next time by will mark halfway here in this one, so expect to see these guys get even more aggressive from here on out, as it looks like the 3 machine now will also go a lap down. But the the 1 machine getting help from the 38 will hold on to the race lead for now. Here goes 38 to the outside. Not quite sure if he's trying to find a way around the 1 machine here. We might see him go through the middle. Well, he's trying to find a way around the 1 machine, but the 1 machine, Jason Papp, did a great job to hold on to that race lead. He's now going to try to look to the outside here once again. Will he fake and go down low? Or is he trying to lock over something? I can't quite tell what exactly his goal is here, but looks like he'll stay in line for now and try to sort it out later as we now cross halfway in this one. As we cross halfway here, officials take a quickly take a look here at your race summary so far. 38 laps completed, 37 laps to go. We've had 12 lead changes so far here, so pretty exciting, pretty competitive race. And we've had 1 caution flag. It's the 76 with a huge out of seam down the back straightaway. He's got a huge run to the outside, getting pushed by none other than only the number 9 machine. So only 2 cars on the outside doing a great job at side drafting and playing the game right here. As he actually might have a fighting chance here getting this lap led as they're coming through the travel here and onto the front straightaway and across the start-finish line. So the one machine will pick up that lap lead at 76 bit connection issues, but still doing a great job by themselves. As now looks like help is on the way, but the 99 of Donnie Lee and the 30 machine as well up on the outside lane with them, as they're going to continue to work their way around some lap traffic here. As next time I'll be 35 laps, or excuse me, this time I'll be 35 laps to go here, so still quite a ways left of racing, of course, but as this guy's very aggressive, gotta show up the hooky bumpers. We saw it happen earlier on lap 8, but these guys do a great job so far. I've had several close calls. These guys managed to keep the car under control the entire way. It's the 76 machine. Jim Walton actually will get this lap led this time by. Very close. Looks like he'll get it though for sure. So 76 now back on top of the scoring pile along with help from the 69 machine of David Hart, but can they get good enough run to get clear the inside lane, which is kind of like the lane you want to hold on to at this point. That's number 9 machine, and 9, excuse me, Donnie Lee trying to go up there and help them out. The 38 doing a great job pushing the 1 machine, and the 27 did a great job of staying as that third car of the line, which is probably one of the hardest spots to stay in. Is you want to get that good run and push the guy in front of you. You know you can't because you're going to end up hooking him as he gets kind of sandwiched and jacked up, then get turned around. So you got to be very careful and kind of restrain yourself from doing that. Kind of just lift and stay behind and follow and watch. But instead of 76 here, Jim Walton gets a good run once again through this rival across that finish line. He'll actually lead that time by again. As now we work our way onto the lap 42 of 75, of course, here. So side by side up, I should have the 27 onto the apron. I think maybe trying to get some clean air on that nose. That'll also happen quite often here. These guys, as it's all tucked up in a nice big pack and not getting any clean air on that engine. It'll end up overheating, and have a gauge, of course, that flashes right on your dashboard. It's gonna make sure you gotta try to get some air to that engine. That's what we probably saw the 27 machine do right there. It looks like he actually jumped to the outside lane up here, so maybe trying to potentially actually back out and try to set up a run on the outside. Maybe he sees that's faster, but the 1 machine will get that lap led this time by. Alright, side by side down the back straightaway they go. Nobody really has the advantage right now, so the 1 machine might get the advantage with the 76 side draft once again here. As he's right on board now with the 69 David Hart. So he's trying to stay tucked up behind the 76 and try to push him up to the lead here. Looks like the 1 machine might get this lap led. It's very close. Looks like the 1 machine may have had it, and it looks like indeed he did it. So Jason Papp got another lap led right there, but I'm continuing right on board now with the 69 machine. Just trying to stay up, tucked up behind the 76, give him a tap every now and then when we get a run. And just do your job as a pusher. But you gotta, of course, you gotta be careful not to overheat your engine and end up blowing in front of the field, as that will not be very good either. So this is something, of course, you gotta monitor throughout the race. You see him go on the racetrack right there in the corners. His potty gets some clean air in that nose. As he gets very close there to hook on the 76. Again, gotta be careful not to do that. We saw it happen earlier. That brought out the one and only caution bar here. These guys will come across that finish line here. Still side by side at 76. There's a huge shot at a 69 right there. Gets a huge head of steam going into turn 1. Actually, will get clear of the inside lane. Does he drop down? No, he does not, because he's not clear quite yet. He's very close to being clear, though. So 1 machine will lead that time by again at this finish line. It's now goes 27 to try to get 3 wide on the outside. But he doesn't have any help to do this, so he's going to try to drop back in line in front of the 501 machine. Third on the outside lane. It looks like he'll be able to tuck in that spot right there. As this time by, we 30 laps to go from Talladega. These guys continuing to work together here. It's 38. Still pushing the 1 machine. Kind of just staying calm and patient right now in that second position for the most part. Oh, caution flag comes out. And it's not even in a lead pack. It looks like a caution flag will come out. I'm not quite sure what it is that for. The caution flag comes out here on lap 46. Second caution flag of the night. And trying to figure out exactly what it is out for here. Looking through the field, I don't see... Oh, Jeff Spooner going around. And the number 44 machine's already had quite a few issues here tonight. Looks like he actually already made a pit stop there. He's going to go up the racetrack to try to go around the 18 of Darren Manning. Had no idea that the 7 machine was on his rear corner pit. And was going up the racetrack head on to the outside wall. He goes. And goes for a wild ride there. And it looks like he's going to slide down into the infield grass. So a tough break for that 44 machine. I guess this maybe a spotter miscommunicated with him, or he didn't hear his spotter. His car outside or something like, along those lines. I'm guessing as we're on board with the 7 machine here. Nothing they can do, of course. His car comes up across his nose, and towards the end of it, so it's going to give him quite a bit of damage as well here, unfortunately for him. But I'll burn out the second caution flag of the night here. So a long green flag run right there, almost 40 laps. We went about 38 laps, so only 2 shy of 40 laps, which is a really good long run here, especially at Talladega. So something definitely for these guys to be proud of. As these guys are on pit road here, some for the first time here tonight, as number 1 machine Jason Pop, race leader, will lead these guys down onto pit lane. The first time tonight, as they're all going to the pit stalls here. Make sure not to overshoot your pit stalls if it's not something you want to do here. Of course, as they all go roll into the pit stalls. Nice and easy. Looks like nobody has any issues from what I could tell over here. So you're going to change some tires here. Some guys just like splash and go, or fuel and go. As the 1 machine will come in first, come off first, and then number 1 machine 38 off second, 36 off third. Looks like drag race. So 69 and then 99. The 9 machine 27. And looks like the rest of the field will follow in suit behind. So with the second caution flag of the night, we're currently pacing our this opportunity to go into a quick commercial break. Don't go away, right back. Michael live here to Talladega Super Speedway for the iRacing E Series race number 1 of this series. Their inaugural race is currently Jason Papp will start on the outside as the race leader is going to cross the finish line this time by. And will give us the 25 laps to go here. Space going to go down pit road here. And the number 1 machine will lead the field to the green flag. As the green flag is out and away here from Talladega. Interesting choice of line. Well, the 1 machine looks like it actually pay off. He's going to drop down in front of the 38 now. So they're not going to work the way. Through turns 1 and 2 here. Down by straightaway 38, going to try to hit the rear bumper of the 1 machine and give him a bit of a shot there down by straightaway. And make sure he retains that race lead as he's going to get a little bit more aggressive now. See 38 already going out of the apron. Getting a little bit loose right there potentially. Is now they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Still working their way up through speed. It takes almost a full lap for these guys to get up to speed. As it looks like now they'll probably hit about where they get up to full speed. Is going to come across the finish line this time by. And now go on to lap 52 as the 1 machine currently, ever since it got to the front, it's pretty much been dominant since, but the 38's been up there with them, 19 as well, the 99 and the 27. All these guys have been in the front and pretty much have stayed in the front since they've worked their way up through the pack here. And everybody except for a couple guys who decided to take a wave around there. I think actually maybe it was even just one guy who decided to wave by there. They all pitted, so these guys can all make it on field. That is out of the question at this moment. It's all just about the racing. And 1 machine can continue to lead here. With 17 laps so far here tonight. Started all the way back at 12th place, but it's working our way up to P number 1, so not bad overall. As you see the 38 going to give him a shot right here to the extra away. Bump right there. Gonna keep him up ahead of the field. Oh, it gets him in the trial. We're very close by doing that, as he almost hooked him right there. That's definitely not something you want to do for sure, so. Again, they managed not to wreck once again, but you got to be very careful with those kind of situations, not to bumper hook them, as you're going to probably continue to see that throughout the night here tonight. Oh, the 710 machine off in the wall off turn 2. Not quite sure what happened there, but it looks like he got put through wide. Potentially just got into the outside wall. There's a lot of energy here mid-pack. A lot of guys kind of shuffling around, trying to find a faster lane, and trying to find a way around some of this traffic to try to get the way up towards the front to contend for this one. Across the finish line, 1 machine will pick up that lap lead once again. This is going to continue to lead a lot of laps here tonight. But now the 27 there to challenge it for the race league and hope for the 99 machine of Donnie Lee, excuse me. The 27 and the 99 hooked up right there. This time by will mark 20 laps to go here from Talladega. As the 7 on the apron. He's going to be able to pull back up onto the racing groove. No harm, no foul. Here comes the 76. Trying to work his way out through the field for maybe a bad pit stop. He was towards the front earlier, but now he's slicked back around 10th place. So definitely for him is going to come across the finish line to step by, complete lap 55, and move on to just 20 laps to go this time by. That's currently it's Jason Papp out front, but the 27 trying to challenge on the outside as they hear cars spinning in the background. That'll bring out the caution flag for the third time here tonight. Oh, got a couple cars involved here. Looks like the 13 and the 13 involved. The 76, Jim Walton, I just mentioned him. He goes sliding through the grass. 44 caught up in another one here. He's already been caught up in about 2 or 3 wrecks currently. Jeff Spooner at BP Racing. Russ Nash, potentially caught up in that. Ford Machine, Cody Drudel Coat potentially caught up in that as well. David Harp. A lot of damaged race cars. A 7 maybe even. To look back exactly what happened here to these guys. So it all started... let's see here. Oh, it all started with a bump courtesy of the 76 machine. Looks like he just accidentally got in the rear corner panel of the 413 when they started to check up. He goes down the racetrack into the 7, goes back up the racetrack and into the 76. There are him to go after the 13, then piles into the back of him. Turns the 76 machine around down in front of the field. 69, the 4, and the 44 all piling in there, getting caught up in that. The 13 then gets more damage, too much gets his double whammies. Then the 69 also spins into him as well. So a lot of guys caught up in this one here. And there's the 76 machine going, sliding through the grass, and locks it down to keep from hitting the inside wall. So tough break as they kind of just checked up out of nowhere, I believe. Yeah, you see, they just checked up. They didn't really have enough time to react to that right there. Turns 413. He gets into 7, goes back at the racetrack. And then the 76 gets turned around sideways. He goes for a big spin. Not much else you can do is he gets in the grass and car gets out from underneath him once again, but doesn't hit anything after that, so it's pretty much good on that note, of course. As I want to go on board with the Ford machine now. See this all happen in front of him. See the cars sideways. Nowhere. T-bone 76. Nowhere for him to go. Turns him around. And gets the car back going straight. See the 44 machine trying to save it as well. So a tough break for that 4. Getting caught up in that and all those guys. Now open out the third caution flag of the night here. As you see some of those guys getting their damage fixed here. And service, but currently out front. No, one machine's at 22 laps so far here. Jason Power, I'm actually going to see if that's the most laps lit or not. It looks like at the current moment it is. Jason Power's led the most laps so far here tonight. So great job on that number 1 machine. We're going to see if we can't dial him in here and have a word with him. Jason Pop. Jason Pop, got a copy. Got a copy?
I do.
So, Jason, you're going to find yourself out front, and you've been up front there for much of the night so far. You started all the way back in 12th place, worked your way methodically through the field, and now you currently find yourself in the lead, and you've led 22 of the 57 laps completed here so far. Currently under the third caution flag of the night. You've been doing a great job of holding on to the race lead ever since you got up to the front pretty much, and kind of finding a way around the guys who kind of work their way around you every now and then. So let's talk about the run you're able to get and how you're able to stay up in front.
I've got a really good drafting partner here. Number 38, Chris, has done a very good job.
Yes.
I've been trying to give him a little bit of room underneath so he can get some air and not overheat. These cars like to overheat when you're tucked behind real close.
Yeah, for sure. And again, only under the third caution flag, and as they're almost approaching lap 60 here, which is actually not that far away from the finish of the race. Been pretty clean so far, but of course, you know, I've had a couple of bumper hooks here and there, a couple guys just not knowing cars around them, and the last one was caused by a checkup there. So just talk about how you worked your way up through the field and started back in 12th place and kind of avoiding that, or not avoiding, but getting caught up in that first wreck, repairing your damage, you worked your way up through the field and just finding your way up the front.
Yeah, I was actually fortunate enough earlier in the race, the outside lane when you were hooking up, When two cars would hook up, you could get out in front of the lead, and then once you had that, you could drop down. They have not been forming a very good line here as of late on the outside, so I've been able to hang on to it.
Alrighty, well, as we get closer to this finish here, as it looks like we'll have about a 15 lap sheet or go back green. What are your kind of your plans, if you don't mind sharing here, as to what you feel like you need to do to try to keep the car in P1?
I'm just gonna stick to the inside and see what happens.
Alrighty, sounds like a good plan to me. Well, I wish you best of luck here, Jason, and potentially talk to you after.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was the number 4 machine, one machine of Jason Papp. As again, apparently TeamSpeak allows to continue to talk, so I'll have to figure that out here. As well, we continue to pace here. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We're going to go side by side coverage. You don't miss a thing, of course, of the cautions. Not much miss anyhow, but we're going to go side by side coverage, and we return in about a lap to go back green. Don't go right back.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Mike Lav here for the iRacing E Series, brought to you tonight by the iRacing E official sponsors here tonight. iRacing E Series brought to you by Express Auto Saloon and also DCH Crane as well. So these two guys sponsoring tonight's series here tonight. iRacing E Series inaugural race from Talladega Super Speedway. As but I go back green flag racing, and I called it perfectly. Hit the money on the head. I believe it's the term there. The nail on the head, whatever you want to call it. I did it perfectly. A 15 lap shootout to finish off the race here tonight. So hopefully this will be the last caution flag of the night. These guys about to get set to go back green flag racing here. Especially right down onto pit road, and Jason Papp again with that 38 machine hooked up right there behind him. These guys continue to work together here and try to get their way up and finish maybe potentially 1-2 here tonight as they work their way through the trial here at the crawling speeds, what it feels like at least. The speeds are going on the highway though. Green flag's out and away here. Once again from Talladega, 38 gave a shot the 1 on the start, but the 27 gets a pretty good start on the outside to try to hang with him. Looks like he's not going to quite be able to, though, as he has absolutely no help from the 99 of Donnie Lee behind him, as he's way behind the restarts. The 27 on first dropped like a rock here to start off his restart. That was unfortunate for him, of course, but this guy's going to work the way through turns 3 and 4 here, getting up to speed now, up to full son. 76 trying to work his way up through the field now, getting caught up on that accident. Getting kind of part of the checkup there, and actually got on the back of the 413 machine to start off that incident, but trying to work his way back up to the front as they now have only 14 laps to go now from Talladega. So they're going to kind of start planning their moves, what exactly you're going to do here to try to finish it off. You got to try to link up with some certain drivers to try to become your partner and hook up here to get to the front, especially for some of these guys who've been trapped in the back much of the race. Like the Thunder Machine, he's not really been up front much of the night, but is now finding himself to be a contender here when it matters. So 27 drifting way at the racetrack behind the 5-1 machine, who was a pole sitter. Kind of fell back earlier on, but is now worked his way back up to the front here, kind of trying to challenge for that second position. As 38 going to try to go up the racetrack to block and try to make it move in the race against Jason Papp, but now he's going to put 3 wide in the middle. As here comes the 76 now, Jim Walton through the middle, going to try to get up here and challenge for the race lead. He's right out on lap 63 of 75, 3 by 3 they are, 2 rows deep. As the 501 machine on the outside does not have a ton of help besides the 27 machine, so you kind of need a lot of guys on the outside to make that, the far outside lane to make that work, and that's just not quite happening for you yet. We got the 44 machines going a lap down just ahead of them, so it's going to be pretty chaotic if these guys don't go back down this double file. The 27 right in the rear bumper of the 501. Again, got to be careful not to turn them around right there. As the 38 was pushing the 1 machine for the longest time, but now he's getting aggressive. He wants to go to the outside, so it looks like 27 into the outside wall off of turn 2, or excuse me, turn 4, but here goes the 38. Going to try to come across that finish line, lead this lap. Looks like he's not going to quite be able to, so we're working now around the, oh, caution flag comes out. And it's out for the 19 machine. Oh boy, 19 is Steve Kube goes around. And he's all tore up now. They'll bring out the 4th caution flag of the night. And that will lead us now down to just a 6-lap shootout to finish off this one. Or potentially 7, I'm not quite sure on that one, but pretty crazy for sure. Oh, he actually got airborne. Instead of took a bit of a tumble here on the front stretch. You see he's going through the middle of 27. He got on the outside off turn 4. Probably was frustrated and was trying to work back up. Did not know 19 was probably on his inside or even that far up the racetrack. There's a 27 came down just a bit. 19 kind of came up just a bit. 19 gets hooked on the wall. 27 and hits him. He actually goes up and over, slides onto his roof, got back to the wall on his roof, lands back on all fours, keeps the car going straight. So pretty wild tumble there in the front straightaway for the number 19 machine of Steve Kube. Is cross it again, getting a piece of that, of course. So you see him, he's hit the wall, of course. 19 all of a sudden out of nowhere, and yeah, and he goes upside down before a tumble goes to 19. So we're gonna put us under the 4th caution flag of the night here. As that 1 machine still out front. We saw the 38 try to pull out, make a pass on him right there. So that was certainly pretty interesting to see that all going down there. That 38 machine of Chris Echepair. I'm trying to see if I can get some of you guys a person to talk with. Currently unable to find one. Is Jim Walton Looks like he's not quite in the team speak, so fortunately can't quite get him in here. 30 of Hash, can't get him either. So 10 laps to go currently now for Talladega, but of course, I wasn't sure to see exactly who's going to be doing what here, but we're pretty chaotic here. Just about 6 laps to go, and if the caution flag comes out with 5 or less laps to go, the race will then pace and enter the caution, which of course we don't want to see here. We don't want to see that, but it's a possibility. So whoever's out front in that moment of time, that'll be the race winner. So you know, you're gonna see these guys get pretty aggressive within 5 laps to go, knowing that the caution flag comes out, which is a pretty likely chance here at Talladega that the race will be over and that they'll win the race. So they could be racing with 5 to go, to 4 to go, 3 to go, 2 to go, or racing on to, of course, for the win. So of course, I feel like these guys probably finished on the green. We've had a pretty clean race so far. Of course, getting aggressive now later on, and guys getting frustrated that they maybe not have a chance to win the race anymore and they make mistakes, and it's not, racing incidents is pretty much the most part. So no harm, no foul. These guys can continue on. If we still had a 38 lap stint, so a really long run in that in between the first and second caution there. It's a great job with these guys so far in this race. Let's see if we can get a word in here with Darren Manning, the number 18 machine. Darren Manning, Luke's Graham, LCT Buckets, please got me. Doing pretty good, and as we're currently pacing the 4th caution flag of the night here, it's going to be about a 7 or 6 lap shootout if I'm doing math correctly here, and you're currently sitting in 9th place. You feel you have a shot at getting through the field and win this race?
Oh, absolutely. Our team here at Redline Racing is working pretty well together. We're able to get bunched up pretty good, so yeah, it's pretty solid right now.
Yeah, we saw you unfortunately got caught up in that first accident that night, getting kind of bumper hook there in turns 3 and 4, and getting a lot of damage to your 18 machine. We managed to get it repaired, get back out here, and contending for currently a top 10 spot. But of course, you want to go out there and get that victory. So we've seen a lot of cautions of recently, of course, as we went about 40 laps there in between cautions number 1 and 2. But these guys now getting more aggressive. We're going to make some more aggressive moves, going 3 wide, 4 wide even. How do you feel like your chances of survival are here right now?
Great, actually. The guys, brand new league, first race, and we got a stellar lineup here. The guys are actually doing quite well. I'm very impressed. Yeah, that first accident there, I was told I was there by my spotter, and as I was executing my lane change, I got the call that he was outside, and I just nudged him a little bit, and yeah, so it got messy from there. That was all on me, I think.
And of course, we're going to see you probably work your way up through the field here, maybe make some aggressive moves to back it at the front. But we wish you the best of luck here in the rest of the race, Darren, and hope to see you after the race.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, I can't fix the TeamSpeak auto voice. I turned it off, but it still is on. So my apologies there for hearing that in the background. I'm not really new to TeamSpeak necessarily. I've been using it for a lot for league races, but I've never actually broadcasted myself a race using Discord for interviews and whatnot. Of course, when I work from Xfinity TV, they use TeamSpeak, but I'm not the one broadcasting, so it doesn't pick up in the background. But yeah, so my apologies there, of course, but I'll try to figure out and ask around to see how to get that officially turned off and not just a complete and blatant lie by TeamSpeak. So my apologies there, of course. But again, these guys are going to go back green. I believe it was 6 laps to go here, so it's going to be pretty exciting to see who does what to make the victory. Again, these guys are going to get very aggressive here late in the race, these guys know that the moves they make will determine how they finish. So, guys will be aggressive whether it's the first race or the last race of the season. Everybody wants to win the inaugural race of the league, so these guys are going to be extremely aggressive. And we might see another caution flag before this one is over. The question is, will it end under a caution? Will it end under that green flag that we all want it to? It's the pace collector out on the iRacing.com official Ford Mustang pace car. So Jason Papp will actually line up on the outside lane, on the outside of 38, who was drafted with them for much of that time right there. And with about 14 or so laps to go, he decided to try to pull up, make a run for the race lead, which of course got fouled by the fact the caution flew out right there. But so we saw him kind of be aggressive right there, but looks like the one machine will go to the outside. So I'm going to see if he can hook up the 76 here and get a good run going to the finish, of course. And this is kind of when teammates don't really matter anymore. It doesn't matter if that person that you're racing against for the win is your best friend or your worst enemy, because obviously you don't want to wreck him, but you're not going to probably, just push somebody to victory unless you have a very good reason to. So these guys are going to be extremely aggressive. Jason Papp wants this victory just as bad as everybody else in this field, so it'll definitely get exciting here for sure. And of course, we all hope that it stays clean and green from here on out. Again, these guys, I'm not trying to degrade these guys at all. These guys have done a great job. 40 laps at Talladega is a huge accomplishment, especially for a brand new league. So these guys doing a great job in this race. Of course, get towards the end of the race, you expect a lot of cautions as these guys get really aggressive and try to make moves that will determine how they finish in the race. So, but Talladega is super unexpected. We could go clean and green from here on out, or we could have a wreck immediately on the restart. Who knows? That's all gonna depend on how these guys finish up this one. This pace car gonna make its way onto pit road and out of harm's way as these guys are going to line up double file as they go through the trail over here to get up to speed. As the green flag is out and away once again for the finish of Talladega. As one machine of Jason gets a good, amazing restart on it. So you're going to get clear of the 38 machine. Now it drops down in front of him. It's the 76. They're trying to work its way around the outside with the help from the 4 and the 99 of Donnie Lee. These guys are going to try to get a good run on the outside lane here with just 6 laps to go. We'll see what it's like, or excuse me, 7 laps to go. We're going to see exactly what happens here as these guys shuffling around already. 3 wide for the second place now as the 4 machine goes to the outside. And now the 76 actually looks like he'll get ditched. As the 99 going to go with the 4, and here goes the 13 out at 8 of that 76. As they're now 3 wide for third. 76 stuck in the sucker hole at the current moment. Looks like he might drop down in front of that 69 machine. Looks like he will indeed do that, so he'll move back in line. We'll be back to double file only here. So 13 trying to go 3 wide in the middle, but can't quite get it done. As they're coming through the trail over here across the finish line. This is the last chance for a caution flag. The waves. It's just 6 laps to go here now from Talladega. And currently out front, it's all the number 1 machine. We're going to see some aggressive moves here to try to work their way through the field. It's now or never at this point in time. It's 38, all the number of the 1 machine. He's got the 30 right there behind him. Does he pull out to make a move right here on the outside, or does he stay in line behind the 1? Looks like he'll indeed choose that option. He's going to stay behind the 1 of Jason Papp. Here was the 4, the huge head of steam down back, should getting pushed by the 99 right there, Donnie Lee. Have a good run right here off turn 4. Gonna try to side draft the inside lane with the 30 and the 38 right there. When I come through the travel, some contact right there. The 38 in the back of the 1. I think it was the 30 on the apron. This guy's racing extremely aggressively. 5 laps to go from Talladega. If the caution comes out now, the race will be over. This guy's extremely aggressive. Gotta get very careful. Listen to your spotter thoroughly. Watch your mirrors. And kind of plan out your moves here as you get down to the end of this thing. That's 38. All the rubber of the 1 machine. Last thing he wants to do, though, is to bumper hook him. So you got to be very careful not to do that. He's trying to push him out ahead so you can try to have a shot to get the race lead here away. I think that's what his goal is to do right here, but you gotta be very careful. He'll get clear of the 4 machine. Does he drop up in front of him? I see coming off turn 4. Yes, he does. Oh, he gets hooked! And a big wreck. That'll end the race. That goes 76 into the inside wall. And a big wreck to end the night here at Talladega with just 4 laps to go. And that's not what we wanted to see. The 38 machine gets hooked into the outside wall. Went to the outside lane with an aggressive move to try to go for the race lead. And that will end his night here tonight. And that'll end the race under caution, of course. So, of course, pace into the last 4 laps. Talladega is not going to be very fun, but it was gonna most likely happen. We just saw an aggressive move out of the 38 machine for the race lead. As I mentioned before, these guys see that chicken flag, they wanted to go get it. He went up in front of the 4. The 4 didn't lift, and that's Talladega for you. And he goes head on to the outside wall, very hard hit into the outside wall. He goes. Then he comes back down into traffic. 99 machine gets some airtime right there. 13 manages to net go through. And 76 actually gets hit by the 99 who got involved in that. And he's going to go hard at the inside of the wall. Extremely hard to hit. Actually, he flips onto his roof for turning back on all 4s. Goes back at the racetrack in front of traffic. There's a couple guys already get up and over here. It's going to go on board with the 4 machine of Cody Trudeau Coat. You see the 38 going to go right up in front of him, and wasn't really much you can honestly do about that one. I mean, it was extremely tight. 38 probably thought, he was typically clear, but when you get that good of a run off the corner, it's very hard to make that move and pull up ahead of somebody. It doesn't usually work out that well, as you saw right there. It did not at all for him. It's going to go on board with the 76. Jim Moulton's been caught up now in 3 or 4 accidents of the night, unfortunately for him. As you see, 38 to make the move to the outside. 4 machine hooks him. The 99 gets bought. Yeah, 99 hits the 38 right there. Then he gets into the 76. And a wild ride for the 76 of Jim Moulton. And that Grunt style Chevy Camaro. Tough break for him as he was really fast up front most of the night. Led 4 laps. So here tonight, and now of course theoretically end his night here tonight as these guys will get the cars fixed, but will not go back green, so there's no real purpose here. There's purpose, of course, to finish in your best position possible, but no real other reason. But guys will continue to pace here under the last couple laps here. So guys continue to pace here. Kind of just gotta turn laps. Pretty much just gotta secure the inevitable pretty much at this point in time. Always not that fun to finish under caution, but again, we saw these guys get really aggressive for the last 20 laps or so, and we were expecting to see it. 38 did what he had to do to get a run on the outside. The 4 machine didn't really have much of an option there to not turn the 38, and of course, also having to do what he has to do to try to go for the win here at Talladega, and that's just plate racing at its finest. Technically the 38 was clear, but outside lane had a run, and that's all it took for the 38 to go around and into the field, and unfortunately finished the race under caution. But again, these guys did a great job going 40 laps. That green flag at Talladega got a great job right there. Jason Pop led much of the race. After getting up at the front, about a minute away, after starting back in 12th place. So 37 laps so far. He'll lead the next two, of course. So he'll pick up 39 laps led on the night in total. So great job with that number 1 machine here tonight. He's going to come around this time by and get the white flag here. Then right on board with the iRacing official Ford Mustang pace car. Gonna come around this time by and get the white flag. So the final lap under caution here from Talladega. As they cruise at actually right now for the final time at 65 grueling miles an hour. That is one major request there in iRacing is to up the pace car's speed here at Talladega. Daytona, it's 80. But for some reason, they made Talladega only 65, even though it's a bigger racetrack, so it takes even more time to pace under caution, which really sucks, but sometimes you can't do nothing about it. But so now we're our way through 3 and 4 for the final time. That's time we'll change Jason Pop. Pick up the victory here. So coast his way through the trial here. Come across that finish line to officially end the race. Jason Papp will come across the finish line and win the inaugural iRacing E-Series race here from Talladega. I'm going to get a word in here with your top few finishers, of course. The man in the Broncos booth right here. Jason Papp. Jason Papp, get a copy. So Jason, you go and win the inaugural iRacing E-Series race here tonight at Talladega after, of course, under caution flag. Not the way we wanted to end it, of course, but a good, solid dominant performance pretty much for you ever since you got to the front and a good overall race in total. Let's talk about how you were able to get to the front and hold on to the lead there and work our way through the final couple green flag laps there.
Oh man, it was an absolute blast racing tonight. Lots of clean racing. There was a lot less incidents that I had expected. We were all, I mean, pretty much unfamiliar with each other. And for us to only have those 3 or 4 cautions, whatever it ended up being, was very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, that 40 lap stint is something to be very proud of, especially being in a new league, as you mentioned there. So, any shout out sponsors you want to give here that right to victory lane here tonight? Any shout out sponsors thank you want to give here that right to victory lane here tonight?
Yes, I do. First off, I want to sponsor, or I want to thank DCH Crane. They came on actually this afternoon as our series sponsor, and I also want to thank Express Auto Salon. Mr. Brandon Johnson owns Auto Express Salon. He has taken a leave of absence for some personal issues, but we miss you. Can't wait for you to come back.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win here, Jason, and have a good night.
10-4. Thank you. See you next week.
Alrighty, that was the race winner tonight. Number 1 machine at Jason Papp, and I are second place finish. Number 4 of Cody Trudeau Coates. See if we can't get a word in with him here. Cody, got a copy.
Hey there.
So Cody finished it off here in runner-up position. Of course, probably wanted a shot there at the race win. Unfortunately for you, ended under caution flag there. But again, a solid night for you. A run-up finish in the inaugural race here tonight in the iRacing Series. Good way to kick off the season. And just like your drive towards the front there as you kind of mid-pack push the race. You got to the front there when it mattered and managed to pick up PT number 2 here tonight.
Yeah, pretty much all night I just wanted to cruise and make sure that the race was going to be finished. And I honestly didn't expect to finish second. I was just hanging out with the pack and I just felt where I fell. It just happened to be that I went from about 15th to second by the end of the race. I just wish it didn't have to end under a caution.
Yeah, we saw the contact there between you and the 38 machine. The 38 trying to, I think, try to get a run on the course on the race leader there. And while he was clear, you had a big run on the outside and really didn't have anywhere to go. And unfortunately, he got a favorite corner pin and hooked him around to end the race under caution. So, race incident happens a lot here at Talladega. Just 80 shout-out sponsors, and thank you want to give Brian to run-up finishers tonight.
I want to thank the sponsors of the league, DCH Crane and Express Auto Salon. They're putting up the sponsors and making sure that this league can move forward and become bigger. I want to thank Jason Papp for putting everything together and doing all the work that he's been doing. And so far, we had a great inaugural race, and we had a great night tonight.
For sure. Appreciate the time here, Cody. Congrats on the second, and have a good night.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you, Lucas. Have a good one.
You too.
Jared got was when
Well, as I decided to move myself into a different channel there. My apologies for that, of course. Unfortunately, it looks like we did not have our third place finish here tonight. And then number 30 machine. We're quickly through your race results here tonight. Jason Papp gets the victory here tonight in the inaugural iRacing Series Talladega race. Cody finished in second. Bobby Hash in third. Donnie Lee fourth. David Hart run out your top 5. Richard Taylor in 6th. Brennan Wilson in 7th. Steve Kube in 8th. Daniel Crossett finishing in P number 9. And David Menning run out your top 10. Finishing 11th here tonight with Diego Vazquez. Finishing 12th, Eric Reinhardt. 13th, 76 machine in the gym. Walton got unfortunately caught up a couple accidents here tonight, but he'll finish in lucky number 13 anyhow. Chris Etcheper right there in P14 last car in lead lap. Scott Lathmer, he'll finish 15th, first car, 1 lap down. Paul Garska, Russ Nash, Brad Mashborn, Jeff Spooner got a couple quick few instances, unfortunately, here for him tonight here. Brian Busar going to finish 20th, 22 laps down. 21st, Will Rodamer, and finishing last here tonight, who did not start the race, Les Levy, and their 76 machine. Appreciate y'all watching here tonight on LCTV, the inaugural iRacing East Series racing here tonight from Talladega, and of course, I'm going to give another quick shout out to some of the sponsors here tonight for the iRacing East Series. Express Auto Saloon for the continuing to sport, as well as CH Crane. So again, we heard the drivers mention that right there. Those two sponsors keep this league running. So appreciate y'all watching here tonight. A lovely Friday night. Be sure to check us out tomorrow night. Going on to racing once again. It'll be the All-Star race from Charlotte. Make sure you come in and watch that Sunday night as well. The NASCAR Xfinity Series we had to Charlotte. So make sure you come in and tune in to watch that. Appreciate y'all watching here tonight. LCTV, sign out.